People need to get around, so when the first American discovered this in 1891, he got busy. This guy was Henry Whitney, owner of West End Railway, Boston, Massachusetts. Boston had a lot of major pedestrian clog-ups due to storms, blizzards, and its critical overpopulation issue caused by freaking Ireland running out of potatoes. Since then, we birthed the T, an incredibly efficient system for getting around the city, which led to less traffic on the street and drastically reduced carbon emissions from the now obsolete trolley system. Sure, we ran into some rotting corpses and decaying skeletons along the way, 910 if you want to get into the semantics, but so did Thomas Edison when he invented electricity in 1492 using nothing but a kite and a metal key. New York saw this happening and was like, oh frick, I want to do that. All we have is a crippling homeless crisis and Alexander Hamilton's grave. So later in 1904, the private organization known as the IRT went ahead and did it, creating a comprehensive and efficient way of transportation never seen before. People got around quicker than ever before. Less pollution was skyrocketed into the ozone layer, and it shortly became a modern-day staple of the bustling city, now frictionlessly transporting over 4 million people on its tracks daily, with ease. So why is it that an averagely intelligent and half-functioning individual such as myself managed to get lost in uptown New York by getting on the wrong subway twice in a row with a phone that was critically low on battery in the middle of rush hour? Good question. Let's back up a second and see how we got here. To help illustrate my point, I've kidnapped an Asian, this alternate dimension version of myself, and a freaky purple gremlin.
Hey, who are you calling freaky, Mr. Thin Shin?
You freak! Ask me again and I'll retcon you out of ever existing.
Freak you meatball-looking kneecapped freak.
So anyways, I kidnapped this Asian and I got invited to attend a couple networking events and co-host a meetup in New York. The city's only a 6-hour bus ride away, so I was quick to jump at the opportunity of staying at a hotel with some close friends and meeting new, talented, and cool people. And Kurt Ritchie. Dang it, I can't say that. People think I'm being serious and take that statement at face value, despite the fact that both of us have a strong and healthy friendship with each other. Oh, what can I change this to? Aroa? Oh, hardy har har, Noah's being self-deprecating again. Yeah, I'll pass on the public humiliation. Oh, I know. How about I change it to something more accurate, like your mom? My brother and his roommates happened to be in the city at the exact same time that I was, so we naturally decided to meet up and get some authentic Asian breakfast on the last day we were there. Now, I didn't know this, but apparently it's common to just keep ordering more and more food until the check inevitably comes, signaling the time of financial despair. So fast forward an hour and $100 later, I'm stuffed to the brim with pork, rice, and chicken tootsies. I said my goodbyes, and with a full gullet and an empty wallet, I started back to my hotel, because hey, I was getting low on phone battery, and the joke's on you if you think I'm gonna be able to navigate NYC without a cell phone. Here's where things get a little bit complicated. The subway system in New York is spread out like a giant color-coordinated motherboard circuit of overlapping paths and stops called lines. Each line doesn't just have its own color, but it's also got its own little number or letter to help differentiate it, like a freak. An organized, well-thought-out freak at that, but still a freak. Like, dude, you know I can't read, so what's this all about? What is that? Is that a Q? What are you, retarded? That's clearly a do. Yo, listen here, dude. I have absolutely zero gripes with retconning the entire city of New York, too, so watch it. I'm not gonna sit here and explain every single line and all the stops they make, so to not waste everyone's time, I'm gonna try to keep everything as least confusing as possible for the story's sake, and just show the ones that are relevant. The restaurant I was at was located by Astor Place, within walking distance of a green 456 line and a yellow RWNQ line, while my hotel room was by Rector Street, which has a red 1 line, a yellow RW line, and a green 45 line the next street over. This should be relatively straightforward, right? Get on the green 6 line downtown bound, transfer to green 45 at Brooklyn Bridge, get off at Wall Street, public transit, buckets of fun for the whole family. Well, if it's such a bucket of fun, then tell me how I ended up on the green 6 line going the completely opposite direction of my hotel. Frick. Before I realize my critical mistake, it's already too late. I'm on 23rd Street already, which means there aren't any more transfers for another 3 stops, so I bite the bullet and hop on the opposing 6th line to transfer to 14th Street. I couldn't tell you why I did this. Like, I'm not sure what was going through my dumb little head, but for some reason, when I arrived at 14th Street, the crossroad of my life, this pivotal moment in my career, instead of hopping on the green 45 and going downtown, I went uptown! Wait, did I give it away in the delivery, or? Okay, well, anyways, I did. I went uptown like a colossal doofus. Oh, and to add to that, it's a stat check.
My phone's really low on battery, and I need to pee.
I'm gonna play cool and pretend it was a mess up on Google Maps part, which it tends to have a lot of, by the way, especially in a city with thousands of scaling skyscrapers and bounding office buildings. The GPS signal is just expected to be garbage and inaccurate. I mean, especially when you're in a literal concrete tube underground, it's practically non-existent. There were times in NYC when I was just trying to get coffee, my GPS would just fling me across the street and have me Tokyo drift the rest of the way because it displays me as going sideways. I'm hunched over my phone on the side of the street trying to figure out what the street signs say like I just got launched in the late 1900s. 1800s. In caveman noises, slavery just got abolished. It's nuts. So I cut my 275 losses and leave the green line to see what other options there are to getting back to the hotel. A yellow line, perfect. I started heading over to where the GPS told me the bulkhead was, and I kept walking, and surprise, it wasn't there. Thank you, GPS! Oh, but don't worry. One bathroom dance step retracing later, I passed some cube in a Starbucks. A chance of redemption, a bathroom. Finally, Frick. 5 minutes later, I use the bathroom and walk out of the Starbucks, only to see the yellow line entrance right there, just a block over. But uh-oh, stat check!
I don't need to pee anymore, but my phone's still really low on battery.
I sprinted over to the bulkhead while doing a last-minute check to see how many stops I'd have to take and where I'd have to walk when I got off. I frantically swiped my Metro card and hopped onto the oncoming subway as my phone lost power. And finally, I was on my way home.
Yellow RW line next. Stop uptown, 14th Street.
Oh.